Hello everyone and welcome back to Tiresome. There's a reason why I'm wearing such a grubby old t-shirt today. That's right, we're doing some welding. Now I know what you're thinking, well why are you going to be doing welding? I thought you just took the head off and that was all going to be done, you were going to be doing the head gasket today. Well look, alright, things have happened. You're aware that the scimitar had a bit of an oopsie. That was quite a big one. There's a train. And now I've got the new Alpha 2. I've had plenty of distractions, but I'll be taking that to the machine shops shortly. Yeah, I know, I haven't even taken it there yet. So that'll be there shortly. Don't worry, it's coming. But today we're just going to get some of that rust gone, hopefully, because Lord knows the car needs it. Let's go over to Tim and see what he's planning. Okay, Tim, talk us through what your plans are.
Well, basically, there's some holes in the inner sill here that we've cut out already. Where there was some bad rust, and what we're going to be doing today is making up some plates and patching it up.
Sure, and a bit of cleaning up-y sort of. We're going to clean it wire brushy
because we'd started doing this before the winter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and we thought we were going to get on with it there and then.
Yeah,
we didn't put any rust sort of protection on it, so now it's turned rusty again.
Indeed.
So we're going to have to get out the big beastie of a brush and the angle grinder here, get it back to some clean metal, clean it up, and then we can sort of protect any bits that aren't going to be seen, and weld some bits on.
And now you understand the beauty of having a daily driver, because even though the scimitar, as we speak, needs a tune, the exhaust gasket's doing, and literally everything else, but it means it doesn't matter. We can save that for next weekend. It means we can crack on with the Supra, and I can go to work in style. So you saw Tim slicing away at the bottom there and then coating it with red oxide. Lovely jubbly. So what we're going to do now is just clean off, well, we'll let it dry, then we'll clean off the sort of edges around where we're going to be welding so we can get the patches in there without having to try and welding through paint. And Alice and I just did this corner. We're not actually doing anything with it today. It was just for fun. There we go. There's Tim's work so far. You've got the little patch on the left there, which is perfectly in focus. There we go. And there's actually the sort of floor pan, I guess that is, the bottom of there, with, yeah, so Tim's actually repaired the edge of that. The strut underneath it as well. Yeah, like a brace underneath. So now, the final job of du jour is to put that bit on, which is the actual inner sill, sort of last bit. We'll weld that in and see how much time we've got with regards to grinding and just fogging a bit of paint onto it. Well, we'll put paint on it regardless, because, well, we've learnt now. Fog it! There we go. That was Tim just removing a little bit of paint so that we can get the spot welds in on that bad boy. I drilled the holes on that actually, just so you know. I've not just been doing nothing, mainly. There we go, Tim. There we go. Look at that chuffed face. Look at this. Inner sill. Done. Beautiful. There's still a little bit crispy under there.
Still more to do.
And there's still a bit crispy under there. But actually, the main bit is done. That's great news. Actual progress.
Actual progress. We've actually got the welder to do some welding.
We got the welder to do some welding. It's getting those settings dialed in, as Tim said, is half the battle. In fact, arguably more than half the battle. But yes, there we go. Good day, everyone. It has been now 2 months, I think, ish. At least. Now, not at least. Not at least. It's been somewhat 2 months. But good news. At the beginning of this episode, I said, "Oh, we'll send the head off for skimming, and that'll probably have to be another." It's already. It was literally back. I took it the following Monday, I think it was. I had it back on the Tuesday, and then 2 months happened. So the good news is that I have the head here and all the accoutrements to be able to put it back on the engine for the foreseeable future, which I'm really happy about, mainly because that's parts going back on, which is good because the Supra's actually going back together, but also good because I end up with more space in the shed, theoretically. Tim's here.
Hello.
He's down there somewhere. He'll be doing some editing, and of course the trains are here too. Oh, it's only a little stubby one. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? So, a quick run through the bits that we have. We have our ARP head studs there. We have our cam bearings here. We have the head, of course. We have our waste pipe here, which is actually the exhaust. The bonnet stand. We've got the camshafts. When I swung these around last time, somebody commented, when he swung the camshafts around, I got the fear. And of course, we've got the, I was going to call these rollers, but they're not. They're lifters.
Shims.
Shims, right, sure, whatever. I don't know. Modern engine. And when I say modern, I mean it's got 2 camshafts that are on top of the engine. There you go, that's all the bits.
Hopefully.
Actually, I will show you. Skimmed. There you go. It's got hair in it. But apart from that, skimmed.
Give it a good clean before we put it on.
Oh yeah, we'll give him a polish. And also, there is one thing that we are missing. A head gasket. There we go. A gasket. Isn't that lovely? It's a graphite one. We've been through this many times. For those of you who weren't there, it's somewhere in between better than a paper one, but not as good as going full MLS. Multi-layered steel. Okay, step 1. Open la bonnet. It has been a while, and actually the gas struts are just sort of as mediocre as they always have been. They tend to work until you forget that they don't, and then they crush you. Boom, bonnet stand, lovely. And in order to keep during the winter months, to keep the engine somewhat presentable, hopefully, we put speakers on it. Those are actually the Supra speakers as well, by the way. Not only that, but a bin liner. And that block will need wire wheeling, I will show you. So, here it is. And I've actually already started wire wheeling this side, and I will obviously just work my way down, but it's actually coming up really nicely. It's just mainly just scum from the previous gasket, and you know, a little bit of corrosion where you would normally expect it around the water jackets. Tim did tell me to wind the pistons down, but I didn't. Right, now that that's done, I'm going to fog it with WD and then wipe it with some Blue Roll. That's the one.
Sounds like you're constipated.
So, there we go. I've even actually given the side of the block a little squeeze. It's not really worth even showing you. It's just getting rid of the excess crap. But the new gasket, I'm happy to report, fits wonderfully. And it's got dowels at the top and bottom to make sure it goes on where it should. And that's great news, isn't it? And actually, now that that's on and I've cleaned it and everything, I can, you know, I might actually scoop out the piston holes, cylinders a bit, and just, you know, bit of due diligence. But yes, I'll do that, and then I can slap the bloody head on. I actually, in a moment of clarity, thought, rather than just slapping the head on now, I may as well do a bit of rebuilding whilst it's outside of the engine, you know, make life a little easier. And I think actually all I need to do is put the shims, the camshafts, and then the bearings on in that order and in the right order. But also wire brush this top surface where the rocker covers go that I don't have gaskets for anyway. But that's fine, I'm happy with that. We can just rest the rockers on for now, and it's not like the engine's actually going to fire up anytime soon anyway. But I'm just going to do a bit of cleaning now, basically, I think. Tim's just reminded me I can't do what I just said because I need to bolt the head down before I can put the cams on. So yeah, I'll fucking shut up. Yet again, I mean, we were in the shed looking for a magnet so Tim can do some welding, and I saw this, which is the sort of exhaust gas recirculation thing at the back of the head, and there's a gasket that goes on that, and it's at the back of the header closest to the firewall in the car, so I don't want to be putting that on when the head's on, so I need to put it on before the head goes in. I don't have the gasket to go, I don't have the gasket to put it on, basically, so I can't put the head on today. That's fucking annoying, very annoying. What I will do though is the shims, because they've been floating around in the spare scimitar outriggers for months, so I'll put those in, and then we'll join Tim on his escapades. That's really annoying because I really wanted to get the head on. I really want to get it on. It's been dangling around. It's a big thing in the shed, and it's a big thing keeping the engine sort of open to the elements, and it's a big thing. The head gasket replacement is indeed the whole reason why we even stripped the engine down in the first place. These engines are a bit notorious for the factory one. Annoyingly, actually, Tim told me that the head gasket had been replaced once already, and it was a graphite one, which we found out when we took it off. So realistically, it was probably fine. Oh, yeah. So there is the head, and what I'll do is not put it in the car. But what I am going to do is put some oil on it. I'm using the Scimitar's 2050, but I really don't think it matters what one you use. You just want to put a little dribble of oil. That's way too much on the. Tim tells me on top of the rockers. I'm putting so much here. It's going to be a smoky startup when it does, I tell you. Yeah, just to, you know, lubricate them, and, you know, for fun, basically. Isn't that right, Tim?
Yeah. Use a screwdriver.
Use a screwdriver?
Yeah,
oh, to pour it down the screwdriver?
No, you dip your screwdriver in the thing.
Yeah.
And then you can use the screwdriver to drip it in.
Oh.
But, if you don't, you know, if you're only dripping in a tiny bit.
Yeah, well, I've thought about doing half a litre.
In each.
Yeah. Okay, operation put them in. I have oiled my bits, and I actually numbered them 1 to 24. And I started at the bottom left here, and then worked my way up. Before I do commit to this, I'm just going to check my picture one last time. Here, I'll put it up so you can see it as well as sports fans. Number 1. Beautiful. They are such a snug fit, it's quite satisfying to be fair. Beautiful, the exhaust side is done. And finally, number 24. Beautiful. And now you can't do anything else. So that's that. I'm probably just going to sit this on top of the engine. You know, I can at least, you know, pretend that it's in there. That'll be fine, I expect. And look at this, as if by magic, a whole new head. It's not, is it? It's just the head, but it looks nice, and it's got the shims on it now. But unfortunately, that is as far as that's going today. I'm going to shove the rest of the bits in the bonnet. Under the bonnet is what I meant to say. And then, you know, I actually still get to reclaim some of my garage space, which is good. That's the main thing. Anyway, just because my head installation was a complete failure, what's Tim been up to?
A bit of welding.
Yes. Just there, look. Oh, the other way, there.
Well, the trouble is, it's not looking that great for a couple of reasons. One, we got a touch of wind, so to speak.
Yes, it's a bit windy.
And it's blowing the gas away at times. And also, there's still underseal catching fire underneath it.
Oh, is there?
Which is also not helping it.
That's good, that's good. Okay,
So
well...
we're getting splattery bits and that. Then a nice bit of weld, then a splattery bit. And
I had some splattery bits last night, actually. So, there you go, you can see that orange patch there. That's where Tim has indeed welded now. The boot, I think, is airtight, maybe, a little bit, apart from the actual inner wheel arches sort of in behind there, but on both sides. But the actual trunk space is good. And if I show you the other side, that is the other shock tower, strut tower, little tower boy. That one was grey, and Tim has scratched that down, and he has now fogged that the red oxide as well. We were just saying, it's quite close to the Supra Red, actually, the red oxide, which is a bit of a shame, because the car's just slowly returning back to stock, and ideally you want you know, a YouTube video where you do minimal effort and then it looks completely different afterwards, whereas in this case it's quite the opposite. It looks like nothing. Thanks for your help, Tim. That was lovely. And with that, thank you for watching. We have made the memberships now for the channel. It was a bit confusing before and everything. There now is only one tier. It's £1, and you get absolutely everything. Early videos, Discords, emotes on chats and comments and streams and stuff. It would really support me if you did that. And, I mean, if every single subscriber did it, that would be life-changing. But I understand that's unrealistic. Anything you guys can do to help me is great. And, I mean, you know, we make more content. That'd be fabulous. See you next time. Thanks again, Tim.
cheers.
Bye!